Hey, good evening. John here. It's 24 August 2026, and we've got SurfCraft open to the Find Swell page, which is just right up here. On the home page, we have the same thing with the main buttons right there in the middle of the screen. Anyway, when you open up the Find Swell page, you're going to get a global map like this in this particular view. We have the storm activated up here, this button, and then we have the surf. So typically, just for checking surf breaks, you'd hit just the surf button there. It'll activate. You'll see it's on, and this is where you can go in, and I've showed you can scan breaks like that, and then you can go directly in and look at the full surf report. That'll pull the surf report for the break. You get all that information, and you're in the multifunction display area. We'll go back to Find Swell right there where that pin is. The additions, if you come right in here, you can get a quick world basin summary of all the new stuff that's going on in the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean, both the Western Pacific and over there in Asia. And I think we have limited data for India and the Indian Hemisphere. And then we have a way to look out there to see if there's any swell trains coming from any particular basin that is picked up by the app. So all these are active scans. They reach back to these services, and then SurfCraft puts together a summary, and it puts this out. So if you want a quick view and a summary of what's going on around the world in terms of the different storm systems, you can pull that up and look at it. So that's what that is. All right, so we're in the surf mode. In the future, we're going to have buoys as well, but for now, we're going to look at the storm page. If you look at the storm page, the first view is worldwide. It shows you all the different storms that are around, and as we pass the halfway point in the world, you're going to see the other side of the world populate right there. You saw that blink. We've got these storms as well. There's 3 over there. The information, you can get a quick read like that, and then right there on that link you can pick up the actual printed advisory for that particular storm, and that's the case for any of these. So they all have advisories. It doesn't matter if you're there or anywhere. Sometimes in the United States we get a little bit more information with our systems, and sometimes it's the other way around. So you just it's all based on the service that you're getting the information from. So we've got Moki here. Tropical depression, that's good. We didn't want to have that pass Hawaii with all they're dealing with over there. We've got Lala right here. We've got some new stuff going on over here. We've got Azella, and then we have 10E, which is a tropical depression. And then we've got some other things that are potential development here. So you can click on those and you can see this one. It's got a 90% chance of development in the next 7 days, so we want to keep an eye on that. And then we've got another one down here, which is 40% development. We can watch that one as well, but this one's pretty interesting. As you can see, SurfCraft kind of circled it with an orange there, saying, hey, this one's got higher development potential, so it's noted there. The other thing is we have options. So if you go up here to this, the blinking, flashing, active storms, it's going to give you the option to go to any one of these and start activating certain features. So you can go into Azella, and then we can turn the wind on, and that just put that wind circle right there. So again, I'll turn that on and off, and that'll give you some idea if it's passing land, whether or not the hurricane force winds or tropical storm force winds or whatever the case is are going to pass over an area. Here we have a 34 knot wind front, and then over here we got a 50 knot, and of course the closer to the center you get, the higher the wind goes. So that's just a reference point. The other cool thing that we have is we have the swell fan, so we can see the direction that the storm is sending swell, and then an approximate arrival time. So you can open these guys up here and you see arrival times for the basin, Pacific Basin there. So that's what that is. You can do that for each storm. The other thing that we have is if we go into so this is just the surf page. So if you're looking, or surf and storm combined, again, you can turn all that stuff on and off. And then when you do, you go back in here and you just activate whatever storm for the wind field and the swells. So that's how that works. So you can just turn that off. You can also play an animation. So we'll play the animation, and we can go all the way back to where it started. We can fast forward it if we want, and you can see the different things that are going on with this well field as that plays. So you can do that with any storm, and that's the storm. I think that's pretty much all we have in this storm page there. There's so much stuff in here, it's hard to keep track, but again, we try to make it simple. So there's a little helpful thing here. You can turn that off and on. It'll default to have that open so people know what's going on. Here it just says drop a pin. I think if you go to the storm page and you turn the surf page off, it's going to tell you a little bit different information. Click on an active storm above, or it's map track for interactive controls and playback. So there is a way to select these to play them. And if you don't have we've already got the controller on here, but if it's not on and you click the storm, it'll turn it on. We'll turn that off. I don't want to go to the marine yet. I think that's it. Oh, if you have to uncheck or close this to get that play animation to go away. So just remember that. These, you always want to make sure they're either playing or off or closed. A lot of times I don't like to, unless I want to see a wind or a swell, I'm not going to check these and do anything because I'm already going to default with them displayed here in the regular storm mode. So that's nothing activated. If you notice in the surf, there's no surf spots, there's nothing, you're just staring at a map. That's by design. When you go into surf, there's all your surf spots, they show up, and then we get into a forecasting mode right here. We get into the scan mode like I showed you. We can scan different breaks and have all those surf reports, and then we can go in there. So that is what that surf is. The further you zoom out in surf mode, the less clutter these little spots become, so they kind of shrink and grow depending on the scan or the level of zoom there. So there you go, that's surf. We looked at the storm. Now we're going to show you the big one here, marine. All right, so marine, it opens up. Default is 2 displays. You can display this all with a global map that you can drop pins on to check for advisories and things like that. You can also open the windy map full size if you want to look at that and look around. Both these maps are synced up, so if you go into an area and you activate a certain area, the windy map will go there as well. So if I'm here and I want to look at this, I think I click on it. The advisory will open up and tell you, let me go to full screen mode here. This is kind of hard. So like I said, there's a lot of information here. So you can look at the forecast for these tropical developments, and that goes right to NHC. You'll get the message right there and you could read that. So there's a quick way to that. And then we have these, you have another way to get to that right there, official advisory. So you could, so the app is picking up areas of interest or watch areas as well. So that's a simple way to see that. You can do this by basin. If you're zoomed in and you click Atlantic, you're going to have Atlantic stuff show up down here. If you go, right now we're in all, so we're going to go Atlantic, and we go to Pacific, Western Pacific, and then Indian and Southern Hemisphere. Okay, so that's where the maps are synced. So again, I'm going to do that again. So Pacific, Atlantic. You know, if you're zoomed into windy, for instance, and I go Atlantic, or anywhere else, I'd zoom back out. But anyway, you have the two maps there for comparison. That's why they're there, but you can certainly close those. The other thing you can do when you're if you have a PC, is you can change the mode to view, and you can get this over here. And I think we can select, there's a way to look at the storms, I believe. If we have this selected and then we go into there, you have to have it selected first before you open up the marine. Then we'll go ahead and change that view again. And there you go. So it takes a little getting used to playing around, but once you get it wired up right, it's kind of cool. You can check conditions over here to verify. You can see what the app's putting out. and so forth. So the whole idea is just to give you a lot of different ways to look at the information, to view it quickly and so forth. Down here we do have, I don't think there's too much other than a list of different things that are going on. Of course, as these things pop up, go away, you'll see these things go away as well. Here you do have the controls for the windy map, so you can switch that as well. And so you have the ability to view the storms and kind of what's going on at the same time. If I go back out and I close this and I go into surf mode and I select Isel, and then I turn the swell on, and then I turn marine on. I think marine, just for declutter purposes, turn that off. Yeah, it turned the swell fans off. I think that was, again, for declutter purposes. The last thing that you can do while you're in here is if you want to check any area anywhere, you can actually just click on the map, and it's going to pull up the conditions from the wave models. So you get surface readout right there. That's live. We also can fetch advisories. If there's an advisory in the area, it'll pull up the advisory. There's none there, but I think there is one here. So it's going to give you the conditions, and then you can fetch the advisory there as well. You have a special advisory. I think we can drag these around right there, and you can read the full advisory right there. That's pretty handy because that gives you the ability to actually go anywhere that we have services. I'll give you an example. Puerto Rico. If I go Puerto Rico and I just click right there, it's going to give me the surf, swell and wave and winds. And then here we're going to fetch and see if there's any advisories. No advisories for that area. We can do the same over there. We can go over here and do the same, and you're getting live readings from the wave model. So that's pretty cool. I don't know if we have an advisory there. Nothing there. That's just there for a quick fetch. You can go to any bay. I think we can go to the Great Lakes as well if we want. There you go, and it'll pull advisories for storms and thunderstorms and small craft advisories and all that kind of stuff. So pretty cool feature there for free. It just puts it right there at your fingertips. I don't think there's anything else in here. You do have the option to drop a pin. I think we'll drop one here and see if there's anything interesting. I think it just sets the location. And then I don't think there's anything added down here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I forgot what that pin does. I need to go back and look at that. But anyway, lots of stuff going on, and just want to make it helpful, but have a little bit of power behind the scenes. SurfCraft's not making this stuff up. It's just data being pulled from sources and all the public available information put into an app UI that hopefully is easy to use and keeps you from having to go to all the different places to get it separately. So there you go. Hope that helped. This is John. Appreciate you listening, watching, and trying out the app. Go ahead and feel free to share it, and thumbs up on the video if you want. Other than that, have a great day, be safe, and we'll talk to you later.